Hello and welcome to all my Flosstube neighbors. I am Chris and this is Xrossstitch, and today is Tuesday, November 23rd, 2021. And this is Flosstube number 28. I just sounded like a news anchor. Today is Tuesday, November 23rd, 2021. I actually can speak down there. It sounds very foreign to even my own ear, and it's kind of hard to do, but I can. Anyway, if you are a new viewer, I'm crazy. No, if you're a new viewer, thank you. I hope that you like what you see here at Xrossstitch. This is a channel primarily about cross-stitching, but I tell stories and talk about toys and nostalgia and all kinds of fun things. So I hope that you enjoy it enough to like the video, to subscribe to the video, and to ring that little bell so that you can be notified when I post comments or videos. And if you are a returning viewer, you are amazing. You're my family. You're my neighbors in this wonderful neighborhood that we're creating together. And I'm so very grateful for all of you. If you have not rung that bell, push that little bell icon, because that's how you'll know when I post comments and videos as well, if you haven't done so already. I have to start off by expressing well, first of all, I have to start off by telling you, I don't know what's going on with my neck and my face. Because, you know, I shaved before and you know, as one does, one tones and moisturizes and what have you. But for some reason today, my sensitive skin, it looks like, you know, I've been kicked in the face by a horse. So just ignore the redness. And the hair had a mind of its own today. So I just, you know, threw some lard in it and combed it back. So there you go. You know, modern day mullet for you. Oh, actually, you should see some pictures of me in junior high in Alabama. You want to see a mullet, but we won't go there. Everybody was wearing them. Moving right along. So I have to say thank you for all of the responses that you, for the personal emails that you wrote me and all the comments from last week's video of support. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I am an open book. And, you know, when I confide in you that I'm having down times, you rally around me like a warm blanket. And it is so greatly, greatly appreciated. You know, the spider bite from last week, it's all better now. It didn't really start getting better until the day after my video, until about Wednesday. And, you know, it's still kind of itched the rest of the week. But this week it's been totally fine, back to normal, back to stitching. My mood has improved because of that. And to be fair, a lot of my down Tuesday was because of the spider bite, not being able to stitch, not being able to finish things that I wanted to finish to show you. So thank you. Really, really thank you. What a support system. What a wonderful support system you've been for me this year and will continue to be. And I hope that, you know, as I always say, I hope that I'm that for you too. So thank you. You're great. And I really do appreciate every single word of support from last week. We begin each week here at Xrossstitch by naming Handstanding Cat the top of Tiki Tree of 1,000 Faces, which is right there now. But you can see the photo right here. This is a way, again, just for those of you who may be new, the reason I do this is because it was fun and you all of my viewers submitted so many wonderful names for this strange aberration at the top of this piece of driftwood. And it's a way of being inclusive and making you all feel as if you are part of the creation of this experience that is my channel. So and you are very important to it. So let's see who named Handstanding Cat this week. This week, that totally didn't spin. I thought I was pushing it. That the entire time I was talking, no spin, no spin. Okay, so this week, Handstanding Cat, this is great. It's because I do the bewitched thing. The viewer Cross Stitch Clouds has decided to name Handstanding Cat Tabitha. Tabitha being the name of Samantha's daughter on the classic television show Bewitched. As you know, doing Flosstube grants you special powers. So occasionally you will see me vanish into thin air and reappeared when I've forgotten something. I assure you that's all magic. It is not special effects. And that's, I'm sure, why Cross Stitch Clouds named Handstanding Cat this week Tabitha. Perfect. The other thing we do each week at Crisscross Stitch is a little bit more serious, but no less exciting. Ted's Change Jar. Ted's Change Jar is a way that we are raising money so that at the end of the year, it's coming up close, at the end of the year, we will make a donation to Dolly's Imagination Library in the name of Ted, my viewer's father, who's inspired this movement, and in the name of you, the viewers of Crisscross Stitch. Every comment you make on this video, and each one going back to the beginning of my channel, is a penny in the jar. At the end of the year, we'll total all those up. Some of you are going to match that total, and others of you are using and continuing to use the link below, the Buy Me a Coffee link below. All of those donations go towards Ted's Change Jar. We are inching closer and closer to $2,000. That's amazing, amazing, amazing. So please, if you are so inclined, continue to comment, continue to make those donations to the Buy Me a Coffee link. They are all greatly appreciated. I see them coming throughout the week, and it just warms my heart each and every time. You are the best. You are just the best. And I know that the kids who receive those books next year will be greatly impacted by your kindness. So thank you so much. Last week, one of my viewers had commented the previous week that my sweater matched my mustache, and it did. And I showed the video, and it was all very funny. But I have to shout out my viewer Paula S. for being the one who did that. I always like to name your names. Like I said, I like to include you in our journey together. And I remembered it during the video, but I had not written it down. So Paula S., you were right. My mustache matched my sweater. I'm glad it doesn't this week, because then I'd probably need to go see a doctor. Blue's lovely on a blouse, but not so much in your mustache. Unless you're a Smurf. No, they're, well. I have something very exciting to tell you about, and it's something that's going to occur next year, but we're going to need to begin planning for it next month. The wonderful, and first of all, let me just say, you know, I'm very discerning and picky about the promotions that I do here on the channel, because, you know, my channel is about a lot of stuff and stories and things like that, and I want most of my time to be devoted to that. But every now and then I will tell you about something because I really, really believe in it. I love the company, or I love what they're doing. And the wonderful Caterpillar Cross Stitch from the UK is doing a stitch along, and it's going to start next year, but the pre-orders for this stitch along kit start at the very beginning of December. Pre-orders for this begin December 3rd. And this is the How Does Your Garden Grow stitch along. I am an avid gardener. I love all things gardening, and this has gnomes involved in it. So, I mean, it's a win-win situation for me. So here are all the details. The pre-order opens on December 3rd. Now the stitch along doesn't begin until January 21st of 2022. So you've got plenty of time to go ahead and pre-order this if you're interested in doing it, so that it'll have time to ship from the UK to you. It's going to be adorable. This is a full kit. There are some accessory pieces that come with it, one of which is this adorable gnome needle minder. And those are, I believe, add-ons to it. But if you're interested in this, I actually have a discount code for you. And that discount code is 10% off, and it is Garden10Chris. I'll put it below. So if you're interested in doing this along with me, and I'm sure many, many other people, go ahead to their website. This will all be down below in the show notes, the link to this particular stitch along. You're going to see me posting a few things about this on Instagram as well, if you follow me on Instagram. But if you want to join me in doing this beginning next January, please check it out. I don't know what it looks like, but I know it's going to be adorable. And anything with garden and gnomes, I mean, I'm sold on it. So all of the information for that will be below, and I'll mention it in the upcoming weeks before the pre-order. And the thing that you do have to remember, though, is that code is only good until December 17th. So the pre-order is open on December 3rd, so you have about 2 weeks to use my promo code. But I'm excited. I'm very excited about it. So on to the cross stitching. I'm so happy to show you this lovely piece sitting beside me. You see it over there? That's a fully finished object. That's a fully finished object of my very first piece stitching on linen. Basket of Cherries by Blackbird Designs. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to hold it up. Is that not the cutest thing ever? I get so excited. Framed this myself, no glass. See, no reflection. It's because there's no glass in it. I laced this piece badly, but it's laced nonetheless. It is laced over acid-free foam core. This was a frame that I simply found on Amazon. And can we just talk? Is that frame not just super good to pull out the blue, in the darkest blue in the chart? I'm so happy with this. I'm so proud of this. I just really am. It makes me so happy. The frame was from Amazon, and it was a frame that originally came with, the backing, the flip out flat backing that you can use to stand it. I had to remove that because of the thickness, obviously, of the piece on the foam core. So I just took my X-Acto knife, scored down and cut off the flap that closes, and I basically encased it in black felt. There's a little bit, you can't see this, but there's a little bit of thickness there, but I just encased it in black felt, and it's absolutely fine. I will always display this on a stand because of the size of it. So I thought it just worked out perfectly. But that was one thing that I wanted to show you last week that I had planned on fully finishing on Monday. And because of the spider bite, I wasn't able to do it. So it did make me blue. But I'm so proud of it. There's my fully finished object of my very first linen stitching. So happy to share that. Now going to works in progress, I was just on fire with Quaker Christmas this week. Quaker Christmas is by ByGone Stitches. I'm stitching it as part of a stitch along that's being led by my friends Annie and Artie at the Proper Stitcher and the Vintage Stitcher, respectively. This began way back in June. Goal was to have it finished by Christmas this year. Won't happen for me. Some people, Some people actually finished this sucker in June. They started in June and they finished it in June, and I'm sure they're going to be displaying it because what a gorgeous piece it is. But I'm tearing this one up, and I'm loving every second of it. You can see I did 2 rather large motifs and several more smaller ones. I actually finished that flowery looking motif this morning before I filmed, because I wanted to finish it. But that's my Quaker Christmas progress this week. All of the information obviously on the, someone asked me and I was gonna write back and I didn't get back to it. What the floss is on this, whether on Instagram, but it'll be below. I try so hard to write everybody back, but you know, sometimes how you'll see something and you'll have something on the stove and you'll have to deal with it, and then it goes right out of your mind because your macaroni boiled over. That happens to me sometimes. My other work in progress that I'm thrilled to show you is the Nutcracker Tree by X's and O's, Joe Gattenby. I finished Clara holding the Nutcracker, and you will see that here. And we're going to have a little discussion about this piece. Something just, I don't know. Everything about my face and my head today is off, except my mental state. I'm in a great mental state. I'm happy. It's just my eyelashes are wonky. My skin is rebelling. My hair is Medusa. So anyway, so if you will notice, I said I was thinking about doing the peppermints in this chart, of which there are several, in the étoile in blanc. And I stitched the beginning of the first one, and I don't think I like it. I don't think I like it. It's not the linen on which this is stitched is too light blue to me to make that white pop. So I only did half of that. To show you so that I could ask your opinion. And I am really thinking I'm gonna frog that out. That won't take 5 seconds to frog out, and just do the whole thing. With the exception of the metallics for the stars, do the whole thing in the royal blue, because the royal blue is so gorgeous on this lighter blue linen. I am really leaning towards that, but I do want to ask your opinion. I mean, if you all think but for some reason, the white doesn't even look that bright against this light blue. It looks a little bit dingy, and I don't like that. So, but I'm thrilled to have finished Clara. My gosh, how beautiful is this stitching up? How gorgeous is this going to be? I'm just so excited about it. Takes me longer. It takes me longer to stitch on this than Quaker Christmas, because again, étoile is you have to be a little bit more careful in order for it to lay smoothly and not bunch up on you. I'm loving it. Some friends of mine have not had good luck with it, but I really like it. But there is my Nutcracker Tree, the second of my works in progress this week. Today is story time, and I was going to, just generally talk about what Thanksgiving was like for me growing up. And I'm still going to do that just a little bit. But I do these videos sometimes in a strange order. So, for example, I will do the Happy Mail and Haul section before I actually record the Storytime section, even though Storytime comes before it in the sequence of the video. And I did that today. And when I opened the fabric that you will see in a moment, it sparked a memory. And the fabric is gorgeous, so you'll want to stick around to see it. And the naming, it has something to do with this, so I hope I'm not spoiling it for you. But anyway, it's always a roller coaster here at Crisscross Stitch. And you never know what you're going to get or when you're going to get it. The name of the fabric was called Autumnal Orchard. And when I said it, I immediately thought of, do not get choked out, Chris. I immediately thought of my Aunt Ola. Yes, her name was Ola, O-L-A. Not Olio, but Ola. Aunt Ola was, and the reason I thought of Aunt Ola is because she had an apple orchard. She had a large house on the hill, and a widow, and I loved Aunt Ola's house. And next to her house, there was a huge lot that she owned. And when I say lot, I'm talking about country. This is small town, rural Alabama. The lot was like, 4 acres. And it was an apple orchard. And I would go up to Aunt Ola's house and play. All by myself. But I would go through that apple orchard and play in the apple orchard and pick apples and have the best time with her. Aunt Ola had flaming red hair. Part of my, there's a whole branch of my family, again, we're Scots-Irish, whole branch of my family that is redheaded. Red hair and green eyes. I got the green eyes, but I didn't get the red hair. On my granddaddy's side, my granddaddy's side. And she was my granddaddy's sister. Flaming red hair. And when I was a little boy, I had this strange thing that I did. Well, I probably did many strange things as a little boy, but this was more of a mental process because the television was very huge for us. There wasn't any local live entertainment necessarily. So the TV was everything, and having older people around me, they had interest in older television shows and movies and what have you. So, I grew up in the 70s even watching movies with Judy Garland and Mickey Rooney and Lucille Ball and Gene Kelly and all those people. And for some reason, I figured out that all of my family looked like one of those movie stars. My Uncle Henry looked like George Burns. My Aunt Clara was very much like Norma Shearer. And my Aunt Ola, because of her red hair, was Lucille Ball, was Lucy. Now, I don't know that Aunt Ola necessarily liked that. Because every time, and Aunt Ola, she was feisty. She'd let you know if she didn't like something. She would let you know. She had the temperament that runs. There's a strain of temper in my family, and Aunt Ola had it. Apparently she was, when my granddaddy and she were both teenagers, she was peeling potatoes out on the front porch of their big family house. There were 12 children. And he said something that made her mad. She threw a knife at him. She said it missed him. It did miss him. She was a little bit regretful when she would tell that story. They would laugh about it later, but I'm sure in the heat of the moment, it was rather frightening for my grandfather, at least. But Aunt Ola was great. Her apple orchard was great. Her house was great. Her house was great because it was it was the first example of it wasn't mid-century in the structure, but it was mid-century in the design. So inside she had these wonderful, and if I had these today, I would have them up in my house. She had these wonderful pendant lamps that were blue and green, looked like bubble wrap, but it was glass and they were blue and green and they hung at different levels in the corner. Oh yes, her living room I was not allowed to play in that room, let me tell you. She was great. My Aunt Ola was great. Later in my lie. Well, later in my adolescence, she and my grandmother were about the only two that were left. So there were times when my grandmother would have to go into the hospital occasionally, and I would stay with my Aunt Ola. And I loved her. I loved all these women. I loved all these relatives. But they each held a special distinction for me. And Aunt Ola was a firebrand in my life. She was tough, but incredibly loving. And for some reason, whenever we had a storm and she came over to the storm cellar, I was always sitting in her lap. I don't know if she comforted me or I was comforting her, but she was a wonderful woman, a smart lady, and thankfully not a good shot with a paring knife. Briefly, just a few things about Thanksgiving. I think if you're raised in the South, Thanksgiving means one thing to you and one thing only: cornbread dressing. Now here's a news flash for all of you who do not know the fact that dressing is superior to stuffing. It is. Fight me. No, I like stuffing too, actually. No enmity between the stuffing and dressing camps. I will probably learn that that's probably as vitriolic as Alabama and Auburn, but cornbread dressing is amazing. It's made with cornbread, obviously. And there's nothing like a big pan of cornbread dressing that has been made with cornbread, that has been made in a cast iron skillet that has been in your family for literally 100 years. Nothing like it. Today in the Happy Mail / haul section of the episode, I received November's Fiberlicious fabric. So if you haven't seen this and you don't want to see it, look away. Now is the time to avert yon eyes. So now we're going to show it. Boom. I really love it. It's called Autumnal Orchard. And remember last time I showed one, we thought it looked like a world map? Well, I haven't opened this. I haven't unfurled it. So we're going to unfurl this here. Okay, this is really pretty. Oh, that's really pretty. Now I know why they call it Autumnal Orchard. Isn't that gorgeous? Don't you love Fiberlicious's fabrics? I do. Wow, that's so pretty. Look at that. There's taupes and roses and golds, even greens. It is beautiful. These are exactly the color of an orchard. Drive-by story. No. This is going to be the story time. The second piece of, the only piece of Happy Mail that I received, but I just thought this was kind of amazing. I got a postcard from one of my viewers who is on a river cruise down the Rhine River. And while in Amsterdam, remembered me and decided to send me a postcard. So, Sherry, this is so radically cool. Thank you so much. What makes this even more radically cool is I have a photograph in my hallway of my visit to Amsterdam, and it's probably not this exact one because you see this, I mean, this is rather common in Amsterdam, but how cool is that? Wouldn't it be funny if the photograph I took is of this same bridge? But listen, so incredibly cool. Thank you so much. You may be even home by now, and I hope you were watching. I hope you do. But thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. This is just great. It's just great. And on to the giveaway winners from last week and a very special giveaway this week. Last week, there were 2 giveaway prizes. One was Hands-On Designs, Very Merry. This is a small chart. It would make a lovely pin cushion or pin keep, if you so choose to call it that. And the winner of this was Jody Dremer. Yes, Jody Dremer. I hope I'm saying your name correctly, Jody. Please send me an email with your address and I will get that out to you as soon as possible. The second, Little House Needleworks Lantern Lane. The key word for that was lantern. And the winner of that chart is Linda Pigeon. Linda, congratulations. Please send me an email with your address and I will get that in the post to you very, very quickly. I love people winning things. It makes my heart happy. And now to the very exciting giveaway for this week. I'm sure many of you know the wonderful Fire Poppies. They reached out to me and were so very generous in offering me one of their fantastic mystery grab bags to use as a giveaway. So this week we're having one singular big giveaway, and that is the Fire Poppies mystery grab bag. This grab bag is a $30 value, which is fantastic. It could include any mixture of charts, kits, floss of varying types, beads, buttons. Some will have needle minders and even other things. But how cool is that? So if you would like to be considered for the Fire Poppies mystery grab bag, the keyword to use is mystery. M-Y-S-T-E-R-Y, mystery. We will be doing this drawing, as always, exactly 1 week from today. I do them right before I film, so it's usually around 11 in the morning or noon. So please use the word mystery in your comment if you want to be considered for the Fire Poppies mystery grab bag. Please also be 18 years of age or older so that I can ask you for your address. Please like the video. Please be a subscriber to the channel. And don't use any words like winner or giveaway or prize or anything like that in your comment. So excited about that one. I'm very excited about it. And when you win it, the viewer who wins it, I want to see what's inside it. So, click a picture and send it to me. But we'll announce the winner for that for next week. So that's today's video. My redness, I think, has gone down some throughout the course of the video. The redness, but I'm still a little bit red. Well, at least I'm rosy. I'm rosy today. I was blue last week and I'm rosy today. Oh dear. Thank you so much for being my neighbor. Thank you so much for being so supportive and so loyal. This year at Thanksgiving, I have something for which to be very, very grateful, and that is you and this community and the wonderful gift to all of us that Flosstube really is. I never imagined that I would be doing this. I've said this before. I've never imagined that I would be doing this, and I could have never imagined how it has truly changed my life for the better. So, on this Thanksgiving Thursday, if you are in the States, and even if you're not in the States, now and forever, I am thankful for all of you, and I hope that you have a wonderful holiday with family and loved ones, wherever you may be. So take care, happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.